What's up, everybody? It's another episode of Stand Tall. It is February 6th, and that is Tuesday. So we are going to appropriately do Woozy Tuesday because I had my wisdom teeth out this morning. Um, Everything feels pretty good. I'm going to dive right in and not really talk about it. Let's get into the Woozy. We're now in Chapter 2, Understanding the Enemy. Verse 1. Marquess Wu asked Wu Qi, "Currently, I am threatened by Qin to the west, Chu in the south, Zhao across my northern border, and Qi to the east. Yan blocks my escape in one direction, Han in the other. The 6 states have us surrounded. I am in an extremely unfavorable position. I am very concerned. What is to be done?" All right, the 6 states that surround us. I think there's probably not like any greater significance to that, but I just want to highlight it, pointing out the 6. Wuki replied, "The first and most important step to securing your state is to be ready. You have already done this, so you are safe from immediate danger. Allow me to summarize the situation of your 6 neighbors. Qi's army is large, but weak. Qin's army is broken up into many small regiments, but each of these is a powerful fighting unit. Chu has orderly battle lines, but cannot withstand a sustained assault. Yan's army can defend itself, but is inflexible. The armies of Yan and Zhao are orderly, but no use in battle. The people of Qi are hardy and determined, and their state is wealthy. The ruling class are given to extravagance and arrogance, and treat their people with contempt. Their orders carry little weight, and there is great disparity in income. Qi's army is not united. The troops are strong only at the front, so the army is large but weak as a whole. The strategy to defeat Qi is to divide your army into 3 and attack their flanks. You can then use the remaining part of your force to assault the center of their formation. This strategy should result in their ranks breaking. Qin is a resilient state set in mountainous terrain. The state has a rigorous system with well-established rewards and punishments. Qin soldiers are more than ready to fight and can hold their own as individuals in battle. The key to defeating Qin is to undermine them through lucrative bribes. This will cause the soldiers to abandon their commanders. Take advantage of the disorder in their ranks and attack. If you lay ambushes and wait for the opportunity, you can capture Qin's generals. Chu is a weak, large country. Its government is disorganized in its edicts, and the people are tired. This is why Chu has neat formations, but cannot withstand a sustained assault. In order to defeat Chu, bring its garrison into disarray with attacks and break their spirit. Wear them down with lightning raids. Its army can be defeated without the need for a single pitched battle. Yan is an honest state whose people are careful and who value the brave and good. They are not good at deception or intrigue, so they hold their ground and have no skill in seizing opportunities. The strategy for defeating Yan should be as follows. Make an initial attack that harries their enemy, then maneuver around behind them. This strategy will sow doubts in the king of Yan's mind, and his subjects will be filled with fear. Next, deploy your chariots and cavalry among the route that Yan's army would have to follow to retreat. This will allow your army to capture their generals. That is a tactic in the art of war that we read about. The states of the Central Plains, namely Zhao and Han, are inclined to peace. Their systems of government reflect this. Their people are tired of warfare. They are battle-hardened, but look on generals with contempt and resent their handsome salaries. The rank and file have no desire to die on the battlefield. Overall, they are disciplined but not experienced. They have orderly formations, but they are not effective. The strategy to defeat the states of the Central Plains is to break through their lines with strong formations. If they attack, then repulse them. When they withdraw, pursue them. This strategy will wear them down. That concludes my report on the 6 neighboring states. Within your army, you will find fierce fighters strong enough to lift a huge tripod or who can run faster than a war horse. You must recruit such talented soldiers who can capture the standards of the enemy and kill their generals. Those with such military prowess should be separated from the rank and file and promoted. Such men should be the crack troops of an army. Those soldiers who can use all kinds of weapons, who are healthy and nimble, and determined to destroy the enemy should be promoted. With such men, you are sure of victory. Treat their parents, wives, and sons well, and motivate them with reward and punishments in equal measure. Such hardened soldiers will be able to fight for sustained periods. As long as you can understand these issues, then you will be able to defeat enemies who outnumber you many times. Marcus Wu replied, very well. That is insane. It's like 4 pages and like on this day. I love it. Very stoic, which is what we're going to get to next. So, within your army, what are you? What are you? Are you strong? Are you going to do all of these things? Healthy, nimble? Are you going to get promoted? Are you going to promote yourself? And as you reflect on that, which of the opposing armies are you most like? And which strategies are they proposing that can defeat you? And how can you either strengthen that or use your strengths more to your advantage? All right, let's go over to The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman, February 6th. Don't seek out strife. I don't agree with those who plunge headlong into the middle of the flood and who, accepting a turbulent life, struggle daily in great spirit with difficult circumstances. A wise person will endure that, but won't choose it, choosing to be at peace rather than at war. Seneca, Moral Letters 28.7. I love this by Seneca because this is something that I realized. I don't know. I don't know when I realized it in my 20s that your parents do the best with what they can, but there's certain ways that they've been brought up, limiting beliefs and things like that. And a lot of it doesn't have to be as hard as that generation had it because of advances in technology and everything else. And so while we should always remember and honor the past, we're standing on the shoulders of titans and we should do our best to keep moving forward into the future, not being slowed down, right? Some traditions are great, but at what point are we sacrificing versus sustaining and advancing? It has become a cliche to quote Theodore Roosevelt's Man in the Arena speech, which lionizes the one whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, compared with the critic who sits on the sidelines. Roosevelt gave that speech shortly after he left office, at the height of his popularity. In a few years, he would run against his former protege in an attempt to retake the White House, losing badly and nearly assassinated in the process. He would also nearly die exploring a river in the Amazon, kill thousands of animals in African safaris, and then beg Woodrow Wilson to allow him to enlist in World War I despite being 59 years old. Hard mother effer. Love it. He would do a lot of things that seem somewhat baffling in retrospect. Teddy Roosevelt was a great man, but he was also driven by a compulsion, a work and activity addiction that was seemingly without end. Many of us share this affliction, being driven by something that we can't control. What is that? I would argue and pause it and just kindly say, read Richard Dawkins' The Selfish Gene for some perspective. We're afraid of being still, so we seek out strife and action as a distraction. We choose to be at war, in some cases literally, when peace is in fact the more honorable and fitting choice. Yes, the man in the arena is admirable, as is the soldier and the politician and the businesswoman and all the other occupations. But this is a big but, only if we're in the arena for the right reasons. Mic drop. Why are you entering battle? And I think that was a really great follow up from the Woozy. What are you pursuing? What is the goal of winning? And why do we keep standing tall?